The boroughs are New York City. The burbs are everywhere else. Real estate is the ultimate game of risk and reward. It's the biggest investment most people ever make. Fortunes are made over a lifetime and lost in a day. And we're not playing with monopoly money. How do you stay ahead? Who's buying? Who's selling? And why? What do they know? We want the truth. You need an edge. Boroughs and Burbs is your secret weapon, giving you the insider knowledge and strategies you need to succeed in the high-stakes world of real estate. From Palm Beach to Palm Springs, Manhattan to Malibu, we press the experts to expose the pain, find the deals, and occasionally predict the future. That's Boroughs and Burbs, Thursdays, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. Because everyone can make money in real estate.
Welcome, everybody. Boroughs and Burbs, number 197, Home Organizing and Auctions. I am very excited. I've worked with both of our guests in the past, Roberto, so this is a show I've been looking forward to.
So you stacked the deck here.
I did. I really kind of
I understand.
That's right. So first, let me get through a few screens. We are Boroughs and Burbs, and you'll find us at boroughsandburbs.com. That is my partner, Roberto Cabrera. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And where are you today?
I'm on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
And what does that mean? Uncertainty is a win-win for buyers. That's your latest, which people can find at robertocabrera.com. That's your latest newsletter. What does that mean?
It's you have to read it. This is old information though.
Oh.
New information is coming next week. So
okay, I can't wait. You'll find me at theengelteam.com. And Roberto, I just wrote in week 92 column what Manhattan's flat market means for Connecticut and how I know it. And basically, I take a lot of what you say as gospel truth on this show, and then I put it in the column along with your picture.
I can't believe you put my picture in there.
You can read that in this week's New Canaan Sentinel. I want to thank our sponsor, Grace Farms. You'll find them at gracefarms.org, and they've got a new season kicking off, and you can visit them every day but Monday. Check it out, and check out their featured events at gracefarms.org, including the butterfly exhibit going on now. Our guests come from Black Rock Galleries. That's a picture of the staff, Grant, Christie. We'll get to them in a moment. And you'll find them at, blackrockgalleries.com. And we've got Mayflower homeorganizing.com, Stephanie Radman. And without further ado, welcome everybody. Can't wait to get into this. Roberto, it's a major motivator of why people are moving in Connecticut. I don't have enough inventory because I don't have enough people downsizing. And I don't have enough people downsizing because a lot of them can't get past the process of downsizing, selling their stuff, and getting organized around a move from a 5,000 or 10,000 square foot home into something smaller. So the show, I guess, began with having that conversation with Stephanie and saying, Stephanie, what do you do and how do you help people through the process? So Stephanie, why don't you introduce yourself and Mayflower?
Sure.
What do you do?
Sure. Thank you for having us. Thank you very much. My name is Stephanie Radman, and I am the founder of Mayflower Home Organizing. We are a professional home organizing company based in New Canaan, Connecticut, but we do travel nationwide for work. We love to travel. We travel from the East Coast to the West, from the North to the South. And we really have 3 areas of focus. One is the professional home organizing. The second part is our move management. And the third component of our business is estate clearouts, as John mentioned. So we do quite a bit of work in terms of downsizing and helping people make those difficult decisions before a move.
Excellent. And so the third component of that, why don't you introduce Black Rock Galleries and when do you call on them?
Exactly. Great question. So many times we have our clients looking to downsize, and as we all know, they have many things. Some things they need to sell, some things are donatable, some things are just true garbage. So that's when we would call in a partner like Black Rock Galleries to come in and look at the items for sale for possible consignment.
So I've got a client right now, Mike, and Mike is in his 80s and he's selling his condo, his 3-bedroom condo. And I took a look around and I said, oh my gosh, you've got some beautiful stuff here, Oriental rugs. Can you take all this with you? And he said, oh no, I can't. I have to figure out what fits in the new place. Did he call you, Grant?
Don't know if he called me.
Okay. Well, if Mike didn't call you, somebody like Mike calls you every week.
I don't remember talking to him, per se.
Do you then, so what happens? They call you up and they say, can you help me? And so how do you evaluate whether you can help them? And well, why don't you start with what is Black Rock Galleries and then talk to us about who you help.
Okay.
Well, we are a husband and wife founding team for Black Rock Galleries. We are an auction house. We have appraisal services. We do cleanouts. We do donation runs. We have specialists on staff. We have, fully certified appraisers on staff. And, essentially we work with real estate agents, organizers, estates to come in and help them get the home cleaned out to prepare for real estate selling. That's it in a nutshell. We've got a lot
to prepare for, but also post sale.
We can't. Yes, either way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for our hypothetical Mike, you might advise him on this online auction, or you might just say, we'll purchase your stuff, or we'll just give you appraisals and tell you where you can sell your stuff. When does it make sense? What do each of these categories mean? And
Sure. So an appraisal that we typically do is estate-based.
okay.
We don't do terribly many fair market values. An appraisal is a very complex document that has to get built, and it's an expensive document. Imagine doing a real estate appraisal and multiply it by the amount of items in a house.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's thinking about going down that route, let's say the average 2,000 square foot house may have 100 to 120 items to be appraised. That appraisal report could cost $4,000 to $6,000 on the low end.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't recommend it unless you need it for estate probate filing. That's when you have an appraisal done.
Okay. And then there's online auction.
Sure.
Do you do those appraisals?
Yes. Yep. We have jewelry specialists, fine art specialists, and general contents of the home.
Before you continue, just geographically, what do you cover?
Mainly the tri-state area, New York Metro, but we will travel anywhere for the right job.
Right.
Like anywhere, right?
I know about that.
So walk me through this, because we did just work on, there's Mike who's got a condo, but I just had a large house, of a 5,000 square foot house, and it was full of Warhols and Toulouse-Lautrec and fine art. And so it occurs to me that the range of expertise is quite stunning, and the range of value is also quite stunning. So talk to us about how you think of that, Stephanie, when you probably arrive first and help them discern what should go, what do we need a Black Rock Galleries, and what is your objective, and what are you taking with you to Florida? So Stephanie, talk to us about the beginning of the consult.
Exactly. So we offer Mayflower Home. We do offer a complimentary consultation. So we come to the home and we sit and meet with the client. They show us all the rooms of the home, the contents, and we've been doing this for several years. So we know what has value and what does not have value, although that's often a difficult subject, very touchy, because people think their 1970s avocado green carpet is worth a lot of money, when unfortunately it isn't. So we have the knowledge to go through the home piece by piece and be able to advise the clients what is sellable. And in that case, we will bring in an auction house to come in for the next phase, for that part of the phase.
Aside from what you're referring to them, what are you continuing to do in your process?
Right. So then that would be step one. We would refer to a local auction house or a state house, and then we come through, and then things that are not deemed sellable, we will see if we can donate these items. We also have partnerships with many of the local nonprofits, whether it be for sports equipment, clothing, furniture that's just not sellable. We love to donate as much as we can. Sustainability is a big part of our role. We all care about being green and recycling. So when we can, we do try to, of course, donate things that still have life. And of course, the homeowner, the client, gets a tax receipt for that donation as well, which is good for income tax purposes. And then things that are not either sellable, there's really 3 categories: sellable, donatable, or just true garbage. And then we can also partner with local haulers, et cetera, to take away the garbage, to leave the home completely clean and immaculate at the end.
Grant, what are the hot categories? It occurs to me that some things are in and some things are out. It occurs to me that like mid-century modern, 1950s, which was out for a very long time, has been in for most of the last decade. And I could be surprised by the values of my, say, mid-century modern stuff. But maybe some of those dark brown turn of the century pieces, maybe from the 30s, that I paid so much for at the beginning of my marriage, maybe they're not worth so much now. So talk to me about what are the hot categories?
Yeah, John, your brown furniture was a terrible investment. You should have bought more real estate.
Okay.
You would have been better off. Yeah, the hot categories are unfortunately not furniture. Even mid-century modern has been on a slide down. What you see now, this really clean, beachy look of beautiful upholstered items in light colors and more painted finishes, white lacquer, it's still very popular. Or maybe intermixing it with a great antique piece. It even could be a mid-century modern piece, but not a whole house done in mid-century modern. But what are the hot categories? Jewelry, fine jewelry, huge category. Gold prices are up. They're almost $3,400 an ounce. Jewelry's worth a lot of money. The same thing with silver. It could be silver tea sets, silver flatware sets. And I'm not saying that people are using silver tea sets. What I'm saying is that they're very valuable because there's so much weight there. When you take the average silver tea set and let's say it's 100 ounces, you probably got $3,000 worth of silver, if not even a hair more.
But so the purchaser of that is purchasing it to essentially like smelt it down?
Roberto, you have 2 different kinds of people that purchase that. One, we've seen a resurgence in silver flatware sets in Fairfield County. So maybe some of these big, beautiful homes that John has been selling people, they've moved in and decide, you know what, this colonial doesn't want to be modern. And, maybe we are going to invite some friends over and we're going to have a fancy set of flatware. So a beautiful flatware set, we may get 20 to 40% above its silver spot for a really good flatware set. For a boring set that's been monogrammed, it's probably going to get melted. But within melting, you have 2 kinds of people: the kind of people that take it and melt it, and the kind of people who like to play in bullion, who want a different method to hold silver other than coins. Because if you have to go buy an American Eagle coin right now, a silver 1-ounce coin, you got to pay about $6 over an ounce. So it's an expensive way to have to buy silver. There's not a lot of ways to buy it without spending $3, $4 over. But you could probably find silver at auction or in secondary markets, sterling, that you could get for maybe 1 or 2% over. And so it's really a better buy. So some of those people take it and they just put it in a vault and go, it was a better deal than coins today.
And it doesn't have to be old or large to be valuable. I think it's no accident you have some handbags behind you, right? Tell me about that hot category.
My love.
Well, designer goods are maybe even more in demand than jewelry right now. As anyone knows, you can, if you're lucky enough to be offered a Birkin or a Kelly, you can walk out of Hermes and go to a secondary market seller and turn a profit easily. So the demand for designer goods is very, very high right now. So, and I look at it, not everyone needs a dining table, not everyone needs a coffee table, but you can have 100 handbags if you want.
And people do.
And
you
people
find
do.
that market is are flippers and professionals, or do you find collectors are coming to your auctions?
Yeah, for us, it's more right to the consumer, direct consumer, retail people who buy from us in those categories, typically jewelry, designer goods, directly to the collector.
And I'm sure you have some consumers who are regularly checking your site to see what's there and
Absolutely.
continuing to buy more things. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
amazing.
So I'm a seller and I've got a Kelly and a Birkin and some flatware, and it occurs to me that, well, I can just put it up on eBay, right? I mean, I could do it myself. What are some of the pitfalls and some of the problems of putting it out there on eBay? And I think I know the answer because I've tried eBay from time to time, and there's a lot of scammers, and and it's a lot of work. So talk to me about what kind of categories do well on eBay, and for which categories I really need to stay away and just put it into a sale, either a combined sale, a multi-estate sale, or a specific sale, perhaps on handbags.
Well, I'm going to say on eBay, it's still a waiting game. It's almost like retail. You're putting it out there to market, but you got to wait for a buyer to come along, as opposed to when you do an auction, you put it in an auction, there's a finite date, it ends, the item is sold, and you're getting paid. eBay is great for things, I believe, still like toys, cards,
Collectibles even.
collectibles that are really high end and rare. You could put a number on them. You could put them out there to the market, and there's probably hundreds of thousands or millions of people that are looking for that. When we do auctions, we still take an estate liquidation project-based approach to auction. Our customer may not be necessarily the person that has one Birkin bag or one Kelly bag. They may be a person that has got an entire estate and the estate needs to be settled, and it's a project. There's 300 items in that estate. The 300 items need to be sold. There's jewelry, silver, carpets, fine artwork. We're kind of one stop in that regard.
What about baseball card collections? Like someone who has years, and I'm talking about my brother. I mean, he's got years and years of full series of like 1970s, I mean, it's incredible.
You know, Roberto, that's a great category. Cards are really hot. Not only baseball cards, basketball cards, Pokemon cards. I think a couple of years ago, there was a Pokemon card that Paul Logan bought for like $5.2 million. It set a record for, I believe it was a Pikachu. And we have Magic the Gathering. That's another really big card game. A Black Lotus Alpha sold for $3 million. That's so whether it's sports cards or non-sports cards, they do really well. We had a collection from an estate. It was 1969 cards, ungraded. They did extremely well. Mickey Mantle cards that would have probably graded as a PSA 4 or 5. We got anywhere from $800 to $1,500 for them with a very enthusiastic group of bidders.
Wow.
So what I'm hearing is it starts with Stephanie clearing the valuable from the less valuable. And once we get to the valuable part, you as an appraiser may recommend that the Mickey Mantle card get pulled out and sold in a specialty format, and the rest of the estate maybe be sold as an estate online.
That's right.
Is that possible?
But you know, John, I want to that is possible. But one important thing that Stephanie and people in her business do is they're the hand holders. And because like Christie and I, we're auctioneers. Our specialty is we have a clientele list. And when we put items to market, we market them in a way where we think they're going to bring in the highest return. Stephanie has to do the hand holding. People take a long time to decide what they want to sell, if they want to keep it or not. Christie and I don't go through a closet and ask if every single shirt's going to be kept. That's Stephanie's job to find a home.
We happily do it.
Yes.
Sometimes that's not an easy task.
Yes.
No.
As you might
Items.
imagine, half of
Yes.
our work really is psychological. So
Absolutely.
you have to, we hold the hands of people and we really help them make the decisions oftentimes that they are not going to be able to make on their own. Really having the third party, one of our staff on hand, really helps simplify and really expedite the process. Think about someone being on their own upstairs in their attic on a Saturday, going through their memorabilia and keepsakes, things that could be valuable. They're not going to get through it on their own. After an hour, they get tired. When we step in with our team, it really expedites the process.
And
Stephanie,
that's hugely beneficial to us, so we can come in and do our job, right? So we come in and that's all been organized and sorted, and we come in and just do what we need to do. So we love working with organizers.
Typically, when we're executing an online auction, we're only in the house for one day. So we go and we expect that the decisions have been made. And this is really important when somebody's going down the road of doing online auction, that they've decided what they want to sell. Because if we open up somebody's china pantry and it's full of china, crystal, silver, we're going to go through it and we're going to take out the things and sort and lot them that we know we could sell. But we can't do that unless they've gone through it first and decide what do they want to keep.
Exactly. And oftentimes we use a very simple process that people can use at home. We use just color-coded tape. Pick 5 colors. You know, if you're going to go through an estate sale, red is for Sister Gretchen, blue is for Brother John, and you tag each piece of furniture or china in the house. Red is for your cousin Susie. Green, maybe it donates donations, recycling. Yellow could be for the auction house. It's a very simple process that anyone can do at home on their own when going through an estate like that. Just color code, either with Post-its or just colored tape.
And once I've color coded it, you're going to help me pack it and get the stuff I want to keep down to my place in Florida. And when those boxes end up at the other end of the move, finding all the things that I can't find. You've helped me organize it. So there's a manifest, right? Box 2, box 3, box 8.
Exactly. When we always say, Boy Scouts, be prepared. When you do the preparation work in advance, it makes things so much easier on the other side, what we call on the unpack. If things are packed properly, organized at the onset, the other side, the unpack, the move-in is much, much smoother.
An average job for you, because I can imagine how just monotonous it can just, there's so much to categorize. How, like a job typically takes a week, takes 2 or 3 days, takes.
Right. For us at Mayflower Home, it really varies, day to day. Each job is different. So whether it's an entire unpack of a new home, that could be 5 days. If it's a family of 5, which we're working on this week, it's going to take us a few days to unpack a family into a home in New Canaan, Connecticut this week. It could be last week we had a job in Greenwich. We just did a primary closet, and going back to the Birkins, the client had 12 Birkin bags, and we proudly took a photo of them because I don't know if we'll ever see 12 Birkin bags in one room at a time again. We were so excited. But to your point, Roberta, it really varies job per job. It's always different, which also makes the job a lot of fun. Same with BlackRock. Every time, every client is different, every house is different, which really makes it very exciting.
What are some of the common overlooked items from a client that they feel has no value, but you're like, no, this has got something?
I'm trying to think. Really, sometimes people don't know if they've inherited items, if even artwork. Sometimes they don't know and they don't take the time to research the artists. So that's often a common category we deal with: artwork, where family members have inherited things from grandparents, etc., aunts or uncles, and they just don't know. We did have a job 2 weeks ago. Same thing. A lovely gentleman was moving from Weston, Connecticut, down to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and he inherited quite a bit of artwork. He's from Switzerland, and he just didn't know what the value was. So those are items that we really, have
Was
to
he
look
happy?
at.
Was he pleasantly surprised?
Very, very happy, very happy. So yes, it's always good news when you hear things like that, valuable artwork that you inherited. So he was delighted.
I get the feeling that you're very hands-on, that you don't just breeze in and say, you know what you ought to do? You ought to hire, donate this and hire BlackRock, see ya. It sounds to me like you'll actually go down to Palm Beach and unpack the boxes, hang the pictures, organize the closet. So all I have to do is show up and my life is ready for me.
Oh yeah, we love to do it. We had a family from Saddle River, New Jersey that we did a few months back, and they spent the summer in the Hamptons in Sag Harbor. And we went in with a team over 5 days, family of 4. They were gone all summer. We unpacked them completely. They came back last week for the start of school. Toothbrushes were in place. The food pantry was stocked to perfection. Every item was in place. The dog leash was hung on the rack in the mudroom. And here they come, ready to start the school year. And they're all set to go, having enjoyed the entire summer in Sag Harbor.
You deal with toothbrushes?
Even the toothbrush,
That's
plates,
minuscule.
I love it.
That's
even the minor
incredible.
details.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine, you as we all know, moving is quite stressful. So to be able to be at your second residence in Sag Harbor all summer long, enjoying the surf, and then we toiled away in the home happily and put everything away down to that dog leash hanging in the mudroom for little Bean, the golden doodle. So the clients were ecstatic, of course, and the girls, 2 little girls, 6 and 8, were able to start the school year off with smiles.
That's thrilling.
Talk to me about where BlackRock fits. I mean, what are the range of possibilities for de-accessing my stuff, and why BlackRock? Where do they fit into the mix? Are they big and multi-state, or sometime do you also have boutiques? When is this online? Because I see the word galleries, and that suggests a physical presence. So talk to me about the range and why BlackRock.
Sure.